Those monsters, driven mad by music.
Kyle Bossman.
Michael Huber.
Crypt of the Necrodancer. Not Necromancer.
No. This is a pun.
Yeah. For a week, my friend Brad was telling me about this game, and the entire time I thought he was saying Crypt of the Necromancer. I was expecting some kind of first-person, dark, grindy dungeon game, and it is not that.
It's all of those things but first person.
That's true. Well, it's not really. I guess you could say it's grindy because you're
Yeah.
getting the diamonds and.
Right.
Okay, so what is this game?
This is a game you control by dancing,
Yeah.
by moving to the rhythm. If you just try to move, tap, 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 you can't.
Mm-hmm.
You have to listen to the music, and you got to go boom, 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 boom. and
Incredible
move. Yeah.
soundtrack.
Yep.
You can also, if you're not into the soundtrack, you can put in your own music. Yeah, you can put in your own MP3 library and move to the beat.
Why didn't we do that?
Because we wanted to play it unaltered.
You're right. We're playing the
original
designed
format.
version of the game.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Yeah. So you can also use the dance pad.
You could also use the
Which-
dance pad.
Seems like a novelty
Right.
because it plays exceptional with the you use the controller and I used the keyboard.
Yeah, and plus I think that a lot of people's setups wouldn't be like great for like
Yeah.
dancing, and like the characters are kind of tiny, so I think it would be a little complicated to honestly do both.
One of the most rewarding parts of this game is that it is local co-op.
Yep.
Just dancing through this environment with a buddy. And like you were saying, you can't just tap, tap, tap.
No.
So you really have to stay together.
Right.
Because someone, if they get too far ahead, you can't just charge up and catch up. You gotta
Yep. You gotta
slowly
like kind of dance back and forth.
Yeah,
Right.
so you were talking about on the stream when we played co-op that it's really difficult.
It's a hard game.
Comparing it kind of to Rogue Legacy,
Yep.
do you think that's a problem? That it is a difficult game? I mean, there were 4 zones. It's in alpha now. We need to get that across. It's early access on Steam.
Yep.
But do you think it's a problem that we only made it into the second zone?
So no, basically, if we wanted to be good at this game, we would go to those zones where you train against enemies. And I was thinking about it, and I think that's actually pretty cool. So you can't defeat every single enemy in this game by just dancing right into it.
Mm-hmm.
You need strategies. The simplest one are the slimes. So one color you have to attack from the side, the other you have to attack from the top or bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And so that changes how you have to dance around your enemies. And so basically that's what the game's about, is waiting for your opportunity and attack from there,
Yeah.
instead of just bumping into your enemies every single one.
I love that because you don't just, you don't just bump into them. Sometimes you'll have to bounce back and forth. So it's almost like you're dancing with the enemies.
Exactly, yeah.
And
You're
then
the
there's-
Necrodancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's this Minotaur that'll come and fall on you.
Yeah.
And you have to wait for him to topple over. There are dragons.
Armadillos.
Dragons shoot fire across the entire map.
So I was actually, after we played it, the dragon was still stuck in my mind because the dragon killed us basically every time. I think you gotta wait for him to shoot that laser and then you can attack the dragon. Like, why go at him before he shot his laser? Why was I doing it? He's got
think
claws,
he
he's
claws
nasty.
you too.
Yeah.
And then what's great are the permanent upgrades. So you do have a sense of progression.
Yes.
You unlock, you collect diamonds throughout the map, and it's, I bring up Rogue Legacy again because you can't go back into the game without spending your diamonds. So say you collect a couple diamonds, you have to go back to the world hub
Or hub world, yep.
and spend them on the permanent upgrades because when you go back in, all your diamonds are gone.
Yep.
So, there's more health points, there's more loot chests, there's more coin multipliers because there's a shopkeeper in each zone where you can buy weapons. The spear, you can attack from farther away. The broadsword can attack multiple enemies.
And yeah, you know what? You're right. Another fair comparison to Rogue Legacy is that you can buy upgrades that you randomly receive. So in Rogue Legacy, you buy a new character class. There's no promise you're going to get that character class in your next match. Here you buy weapons. There's no promise you're going to get that weapon. There's just now a random chance that it will show up through your progression. Weird way to play a game, basically.
We are kind of arguing on the stream like we do, Kyle Bossman.
Yep.
I say this shopkeeper is one of the greatest shopkeepers I've ever encountered in my life. Because this shopkeeper sings to the music, opera status, just singing away. Here, have some items, bellowing. You weren't that impressed with this shopkeeper. He's kind of like a squid-looking yellow guy.
Shopkeeper's great. He's not one of the greatest of all time.
Name 3.
What are you buying?
Okay, Resident Evil 4, Mercenary Man, love it. Name 2 more shopkeepers better than this guy.
The terrifying little toddler from Twilight Princess. I think his name is Mallow. He opens Mallow Mart.
Good one, good.
Great shopkeeper.
One more.
The person who does all the announcements in Ratchet and Clank. You see him?
Oh, yeah.
I'd count him as a shopkeeper.
Because
he announces every new weapon in a funny way.
Yeah.
That's 3, baby.
All right.
It's not that guy, this guy's not even top 5.
At least top 10.
Maybe top 10.
We're going to do a top 10 shopkeepers GT
That's not a bad idea.
countdown. We're going to make it happen.
Yep.
I'm getting him on the list. So would you recommend it? Last thing, it's alpha, but it plays fantastically.
Yeah, doesn't feel like an incomplete game. I wouldn't have known that it was alpha if you told me that.
Yeah, you could buy this now, and there's 4 zones. You could progress all the way.
I think the only thing that wasn't done that we noticed was characters were missing. You couldn't select new characters.
Yeah, there were 2 possible characters. There's about 8 more, it looked like, that are locked out.
I will say this game is for a particular taste. If you're into this kind of hardcore dungeon, you're going to die a lot kind of thing. You have to work against it to progress. If you're into that, go ahead.
And if you're into techno trance music,
don't do it.
Amazing soundtrack.
Yeah, but you're just gonna die to this music over and over.
It was a pleasure dying to the beat of the music. I was like, oh well, at least it sounds cool.
That's the kind of stuff that gets on boxes, Hubert. It was a pleasure dying to the beat of the music. That's on the box.
There it is.
I'm going to the crypt of the Necrodancer.